Welcome to my channel. Tonight's scary story is from a Reddit user. It was about 10 years ago, and my now wife and I were very much in love and looking for a place to live in the city. We found a great deal in an old apartment building in a not-so-great part of town. The apartment itself was huge, like 3 or 4 rooms and an enormous kitchen. It was also very cheap, which should have been our first clue. We moved in and, on the first night, we were awoken in our bedroom to what sounded like a small child, laughing hysterically in the living room. My wife and I looked at each other, confused, and then at the door to the living room. Neither of us had said a word yet, so we decided to investigate. As we got closer to the door, the laughter stopped, and when we opened it, there was nothing there. It was an old apartment, and the walls weren't in the best condition. There were a lot of scratches and dents. We continued with our nightly routine, trying to forget about the strange incident. About 20 minutes later, we heard the commotion again, but this time it sounded like it was right behind us. My wife and I turned around to see nothing. On the wall behind where we were standing was the faintest of scratches that looked like the word "here." After seeing this, we called it a night, snuggled up in bed and tried to sleep. To make matters worse, the next day, my wife found out that she was pregnant. Every time she went to the bathroom to take a pregnancy test or just to use the toilet, she would look at the wall and, sure enough, the word "here" was always scratched into the wall. One time, she even saw a small handprint next to it. She would call out to me every time she saw something new. I would run into the bathroom, and sure enough, the wall had changed again. Sometimes the word "here" would be joined by others like "still here" or "I'm here." As the months went on, the scratching got worse. The landlord even came over one time to complain about all the damage we were doing to his apartment. He didn't believe us when we told him about the ghost child, so he just assumed that we were the ones doing the scratching. By the end of the pregnancy, the entire apartment was covered in messages from the little boy who resided there. One evening, my wife and I were sitting in the living room watching TV when we heard the little boy laughing again. Suddenly, we both knew that we couldn't stay there anymore. We packed up and left. When we moved out, the landlord did a walk-through with us. He was very angry because of all the damage that had been done to the walls. We told him again about the ghost child, but he didn't want to hear it. He said that we had done it ourselves and refused to pay us our deposit back. I didn't care at that point. All I wanted to do was get away from that apartment. My wife and I eventually moved out of the city and had our son. Now, any time he does something bad, like drawing on the walls, we tell him that the ghost child is very mad at him. So, yeah, I hope you can sleep after hearing that one. If you can't, then hit follow to get more real scary stories like these every day.